coaching?
Yeah, it wasn't a work of art. It wasn't a work of art, but we did enough versus a team that was desperate, urgent, obviously very talented, very well coached. We did enough. We recognize that this time of year, enough is all it takes. We were in a very similar situation a year ago, and we did just enough to get beat. And so I'm proud of our guys for finding a way. We had some adversity, some things that didn't go our way. We kept fighting. We've got to do a little bit better job against the zone. We've been a team that has been in the top 5 or 6 teams in the entire country versus zone all year. I think they've only played a couple of possessions at 2-3, one yesterday. It threw us off balance. We got a little bit stagnant. Didn't really get into our action. When they went to it, I thought that was a big turning point in the game. And I'm proud of our guys for finding a way, getting a couple of big rebounds and a couple of big stops when we needed them, even when we didn't finish some plays around the basket.
Coach, on both sides, 4 double-digit scores. You kind of talk about what it means for your offense, just kind of get everyone going, and then you talk about the difficulties it gave on Radford's side, just trying to stop anybody from setting up.
Yeah, I mean, this time of year, it's just different guys are going to step up in different games. Obviously, that's what happened. We were probably the 2 most balanced teams in the league. Obviously, Radford's down a couple of men. I mean, I know Macklin played, but he's playing on one arm. He's maybe their best scorer kind of when things break down. But that's the way both these teams have been all year. Different guys on different nights and balance. So, I don't think you'd expect anything different when these 2 teams play.
Obviously, bench play was big. You doubled them up on those kind of points. Do you have a certain matchup of personnel that you thought worked really well?
No, we just like our depth, especially in these 3 games and 3 days situations. We want to give everybody a crack in the first half, and then we feel like the guys that play the best in the first half kind of get to finish the game. So I know that sounds probably overly simple, but that's really what it is. Everybody kind of has a set rotation in the first half. Everybody gets a crack, and yesterday it was really Terry and Bobby kind of finished it out. Today it was Keza, who's been, I think, maybe the best player in the league the last 10 games or so. He was out for a big stretch of it down when we kind of opened up our lead. That's the way our team is, and that's what I love and appreciate about this group. They kind of they're all bought into the idea that it's going to be a different guy on almost every night, or a different handful of guys every night, and they're okay with it. They're happy for their brothers when they step up and make the big plays and get the big minutes.
Monty, Coach talked last year about your potential as far as situational awareness, attention to detail, that kind of thing. You picked up your 3rd foul early in the second half and then weren't assessed another one. The way that game was being called, how did you have to change what you were doing?
I'll probably just say, I kind of like to play aggressive, so Coach has always got to kind of remind me to stay disciplined at times, and I just really try and take that in, because I know how I look out there. Sometimes I do look like I'm just out there doing crazy stuff because of my height. You just see everything, so I do have to just play probably a little more disciplined than I think I have to at times. So that's what I just try and do. Just try and listen to Coach us and play more disciplined when I start fouling. So because I know it don't be good when I be fouling now. So.
I would also say that we couldn't have left him in there with 3 a season ago. I think that shows his growth. Also, we've worn a few whistles out in practice, because every time he commits one of those fouls in practice, Kamani thinks I'm picking on him. We call every one of them to try to make sure that he understands. And in critical moments, he's going to have to at times play without fouling and with a little less aggression out in front of God and everybody, and 40 feet from the basket.
With Kamani and Bobby there, you guys had to shoot some late free throws. What kind of goes through your mind when you have those clutch moments where you have to hit free throws?
Pressure is just what humans make it, so you can't think about what you're doing. You just gotta know the work you put in and shoot the ball. That's really what it is.
And every day in practice, we end every day, but it goes up every week. Started at 12, and now we're at 18 free throws in a row before you leave practice. So we do it every day, so there's no pressure when we go to the line.
And this is for Bobby and Kamani, especially in March, and especially how last year went. How big is it for both of you guys, to kind of be able to take advantage of that situation and close out the game with all those big free throws?
I mean, this is what I came here for. I wanted to join these two, and the rest of the guys. We've been talking about this for a long time. We knew the team we had, so now all we gotta do is finish it out. We've been working all year.
Question for Bobby. You and Keza kind of have this switch back and forth. Sometimes you're on the floor at the same time. What's the relationship like with him, and how do you enjoy sharing that, sharing your role with him?
Keza, that's my guy. Since my visit, he hosted my visit. He welcomed me in. There was no battle between us. We made each other better day in, day out in the summer. Whoever played the most minutes, whoever doesn't, we just come in and work hard, and iron sharpens iron. So when you battle every day and get better together, there's nothing that can stop you. You got two good guards. That's what March is all about. So.
Coach and Kamani, last year you guys lost 2 kind of games in tournaments in the Big South and the CBI. How do experiences like that? You have 6 or 7 guys back from that team. How do you draw on that as you play elimination games?
I would say just remember the losses and just turn the losses to lessons learned, and just never want to feel like that again. So just leaving it all and installing that what we felt last year, and guys who came here this year, like Bobby, just letting them know that ain't no good feeling. So they know that too. They know we was hurt last year, so they know they ain't trying to lose either. That's all we did.
And Coach, you guys are one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country. And towards the end of that game, I think in the last 11 minutes, you guys made 1 3-pointer. What was there a message to the guys in the huddle during the timeouts, or was it just kind of something they picked up on their own?
We talked about it. Just as a general rule today, Radford was, I think, a little bit more extended defensively. I thought it really stymied our ball movement. I thought the ball was really sticky. If I have one gripe about our team, I don't think we shared the basketball particularly well today. And then I thought when they switched man to zone and zone to man, it took the teeth out of us a little bit. We've had a lot of teams try a lot of different defenses against us this season. And so it's nothing new, but in a 24-hour prep, a defense a team hasn't played very much of, we just weren't very sharp. And I think that's a long way of saying I don't think we had quality looks, but I think it's because we just didn't run quality offense down the stretch.
Question for Kamani again. In a game that had lots of big plays that had happened in there, to me, I thought the one big play you had was in the first half. You were down by 6 or 7. It was after they had just gotten a defensive rebound. You were hanging around, knocked the ball loose or something, and it turned into an and-one, which I think led to an 8-0 run. So that's kind of what Coach was talking about, trying to get that, hold you back a little bit, so you would maybe pick up a foul or something there. But did you see something there? Was it too loose with the ball, or?
It was me when I had shot the ball from the top of the key, and I knew it was going left, so I really was finna follow my rebound, but he had kind of ended up getting in front of me and getting it. So my arms are kind of long. I just took it from him.
Radford had a lot of success early driving, getting into paint, playing off too, and it seemed as though you guys created tougher angles for them and walled up a lot better in the second half. What did you think?
I think you just answered your own question. I don't know. It's at some point when a team's just driving it through you, and that's what Radford does. They've got, and 2 of their best guys. I want to go back and say it again. The job he's done with this group. People sometimes in our conference, he's got 2 major injuries right now. And when they stagnate, they run good initial offense. But when things break down, they typically open up a double gap, and then they've got a whole series of guys that just hit double gaps are really difficult to defend. They're down to kind of 2 of those guys right now, in Moss and Early. They had 4 of them earlier this season. But at some point, when you're guarding just kind of double gaps in space, it just comes down to drawing a line. I thought Demarion had a couple of really good ones, set the tone. I thought Trey Benham came in. Really drew a line, and we just at some point, Early's going to make some of those, and so are Moss, some of those other guys. You just can't overreact to that because they are they were big time shots. They're shots that'll probably get them paid a lot of money playing professional basketball someday, right? Those are the types of shots the pros make. They're hard to guard. If you ask us at the beginning of the game, what do we want to give up? We want to give up those swivel jumpers that they were making consistently. So they're good. They've done a good job of kind of remaking themselves with injuries. I thought we fought a little bit harder, but we certainly didn't stop them.
Last question.
You kind of hit on it, but just talk about the league in general and how good it is this year. This is the first time I think the semifinals featured 4 20-win teams. You kind of just hit on it, but talk about it a little more.
Yeah, I'm more of an advanced metrics guy, but and I would say like this was a 150 versus 85 game in the Big South semifinals, which go back and look that up. You don't see that very often. I'm going to go with never. It's a great league. I think the roster construction and now this doesn't apply to Radford because they lost a lot from their team last year, but our teams, our coaches, our program's abilities to retain quality players last offseason set this league up to be tremendous this year. And I know we had a couple bounces go our way, and we ended up winning the league by a couple of games, but this was a very hard-fought, close race for the league, even though a couple of teams stumbled down the stretch. There are 5 or 6 really good teams. I mean, case in point, Charleston Southern, what did they get, 7th in the league or 6th in the league? They finished 6th in the league, and they went on the road and won a guarantee game at a Power 5 school. Right? This league is really good. It's really well coached. There's great players, and I hope that people continue to get the word out about it because it's terrific basketball.
Coach, guys, thank you.
Thank you.